scared of me? Why do you care me? When we all fall asleep, where do we go? You fell into the pool onto the tarp at the beginning of the movie. That can be very, very dangerous. Were you scared at that moment during the shoot?
Yeah, to be honest, because it was like the stunt guy did it, and then I was like, okay, well, that looked like it was kind of scary, and I was like, okay, but you don't want to do it twice. You know, you just like to do it one time, so you want to do it where it works, and it works once. And then I did fall. You fall into it, and the more you move, the more it wraps you up. They had like divers and stuff in case I actually got in trouble. But the feeling of that tarp when it starts to wrap around you is claustrophobic. It was like, truly, it was not fun. I was able to get out of it, but that would be really scary if that actually happened.
Were the underwater shoots challenging for you?
I mean, a little bit challenging, yeah, I suppose. But I kind of enjoyed the challenge, really. I love swimming, and it's part of the reason why I wanted to do the movie. And I was like, this is where I'm going to really show, like, how great I am with my swimming. But it was a little bit hard when I had the child Elliot with me. That was quite tricky because I had to be responsible for somebody else and like trust that if he couldn't hold his breath for as long as I could, that he would tell me. And he had to be in a perfect position when I dive, like to grab him or whatever. So that was a little bit hard. But every department kind of helped me. Like the costume department did a really good job. My costume was nice and loose and light, and the stunt people were very helpful. So it didn't feel like it was all my responsibility. It felt like it was sort of a team effort. So I would say it was enjoyable as opposed to challenging, yeah.
How long can you hold your breath, you two?
Should we start the rest of the interview and just see how long we go?
Do I feel the need to be this amazing person who can hold my breath for an amazing amount of time? I'm like, Jesus Christ, I can hold it for enough for the take. That was all that was important.
Okay, how can I imagine shooting a horror movie? Are you creeped out on set, or don't you even have the feeling that a horror movie is being filmed?
You just try and have fun with the scene that you're in, even if it's scary. You try, at least I do. There's an element to horror, I think, that's always meant to be somewhat. There's humor in there. That's like there's magic in that, and like in The Shining, you know, there's Jack Nicholson. He's a golfer. Jack Nicholson is terrifying, but terrifyingly scary and hilarious at times as well. And it's just like you got to have some of that when you're shooting, so that you don't fall into this trap of just being like sullen and sad and trying to be scary is sort of the worst thing you can do.
I think I definitely felt a little bit like concerned about when my character starts to get suspicious. And that was a little bit tricky for me because it was like, well, if it's too soon, then why does she go ahead with certain things? And if she gets suspicious too late, like, is she stupid? Do you know? So I was really like, kind of like hoping, please God, in the edit, like you'll do it right by me. So I would kind of give options so they could kind of decide when they're cutting it, when would be a good time for that. And then again, like for moments of like being frightened, I would kind of do various degrees of being frightened, so then they could kind of play around with it. And I was like, geez, don't have me be frightened all the time, or they're going to be like, this woman is ridiculous. So I think it was a bit of trust in like the edit and who was watching it. I had to just kind of trust that they would do the horror aspect, and I just had to sort of play it real, as real as I could. That's what I did anyways.
Kids have seen things, and I'm worried something is happening to my husband.